My name is Linda Leclerc, and I'm the founder of the Canadian School of Laughter Yoga and of the Haha Sisterhood. Welcome in the Joy Element, the feel-good podcast who inspires. Meet Angela Sutcliffe, aka a smart old broad. Well, smart she is. Old, I would not say that. Angela's business is to help small business owners move from stuck and overwhelmed to leaders of successful businesses. She's been there and done that, and she's down to earth. I met her during a radio show and was struck by her capacity to laugh at herself. Here's what she shared with me. Happy listening. Enjoy. So hello, Angela.
Well, hello, Linda. And you know, I think the thing that you noticed when we were on Jazz is this woman talks lots. So here we are, and it's a pleasure. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, so we were talking before I started to record about the various ways that we can react and see things in life and approach things in life. And I asked you the same two questions that I ask everybody. How do you keep yourself cheerful when things are not so easy to deal with? And how do you stay zen when things go crazy around you? So how do you do that, you miss?
Well, first of all, I have to tell you that I come from England. And if you know anything about the British, it's that they can see the humor in just about anything. Yeah. When it comes to my family, I'm an amateur in the humor division. But from the time I was born, they just instilled. I remember one day my boyfriend, I was waiting for him to come and pick me up, and my dad ran into the living room and he said, "Your transportation's here." And when I went out to the driveway, there was a broom leaning up against the wall. So I'm fortunate that I've always had that spin on life.
You see, so this is humor. Humor helps you go through everything that you're facing in your life then.
No matter how bad things get, there's always something you can laugh at. There's always something really funny when you get yourself out of the way.
Yeah, well, I'm on you on that. I'm seriously.
Yeah.
Because this is, who said that if you can laugh at yourself, you're never going to run out of subjects to laugh at? I don't remember.
You've lived my life with me, haven't you?
We might be twins.
I think you mentioned that the other day, that you thought we might be twins. Oh, dear.
So humor has always played a big part in your life, a role in your life?
It has. And, it's not to say that I've always had the most fun in life, because I've had quite a number of adversities. But at the end of the day, you can drag them along with you, and if you live to be 60 or 70, you're going to feel like you lived to be 90 or 100 really bad years.
Yeah.
And after a while, you get tired of listening to yourself whine. So I thought, well, let's cut it off right at the pass. Yeah. Let's get over the bad thing, think about what happened, and find what was funny about it.
Yeah, because we can always decide or choose which way we're going to turn. Because I was telling you, you don't have to always find the positive side on things. You could be bitter about things that happen to you. Not talking to you, but anybody could turn bitter about things that happen to them in life. But
you can be, but you know what? I think when you go that route, you stay stuck in the past.
Yeah.
And so you keep replaying that tape over and over and over. But I think that when you cut the bitter, you move forward, you move on. It's not to say you forget it. It's always there. But you absorb it into a better moving forward part of your life.
So it's like forgive, forget, or not forget, but...
I don't believe in the forgive. There's a few people that if my foot slipped on the gas pedal, it would be oops. But I think there's a difference between forgive and forget, and assimilating it into part of a learning experience in your life, part of your core. You know it happened, you know it was shit, you know you never want it to happen again, but you don't anchor yourself into it.
Oh, yeah, that's different.
Yeah.
It's just the way that you approach things then.
Yeah, I think it's that anchoring point. You can choose to jump down the well, or you can climb back out of the well and just draw the water.
Good image. for me, it's always good to have an image. So then, what do you do what do you do when things are really going crazy busy or frantic around you to stay calm and stay poised and stay zen? What's your favorite thing?
First of all, I have to tell you I'm the queen of burnout. Which is good because I teach other people about that. But when I got finished burning myself out the last time, I surround myself with really good, supportive, positive friends. That's so important. And one of the things that they taught me is how to recognize when I was burning out and how to sort of sit back and reflect on why it was happening. And once I was able to see some patterns, and now with my clients I have something called the top 10 insanity list. Because we're such creatures of habit that when we start to slip, we always do it with number 1 item, number 2 item, number 3. So for me it might be I'm speeding down the highway because I'm late for appointments, because I'm usually not. That might be the number 1. Number 2 might be I'm not picking up my mail. Number 3 might be I'm not returning my phone calls in a timely fashion. But it always starts that way. So I've learned now with my top 10, I have my red flags. And when I see the second one come up, then I know that it's time to just step away from the desk, step away from the office, maybe go to the beach, maybe just have a nap. I was mentioning that when I'm really overwhelmed, I can power nap for 15 minutes. And when I wake up, it's like I hit a reset button.
Yeah.
So, it's not that I'm unrelentingly cheerful. It's just that I don't care to live there for long periods of time.
Well, you don't need to be cheerful. It's just like sometimes things are moving so fast around us that we get, what's the word? It's frantic?
Yes. And I think, and of course, you said I'm not old. Well, I'm not young either. And I've been around long enough to recognize that since we got into the internet world, there's more of an immediacy. And one of the things I do is I totally unplug from everything online from Friday night to Monday morning. So that I'm not in that constant stream of feedback.
No social media, nothing.
No social, no text, no business phone, no email, no nothing.
So you unplug for those days.
Yep, totally. I get out with my friends. If somebody wants to phone me that's a friend, they have my home phone number, then I'll get it when I get home. But there are no emergencies that need me in 3 seconds. So I unplug. And through this month, I'm starting on Friday morning. I'm giving myself every Friday unplugged as well. And slowly over the months, people are getting trained. I was out the other day and somebody was supposed to meet me for dinner. There were 3 of us. And this one person said, just in case something comes up, should I message you on Facebook? And the other person just burst out laughing and said, as if.
I love it because this is a way to bring yourself outside of the turmoil.
You have to take back your time. I keep saying companies like General Motors and Ford Motor Car Company started before there were computers, before there was the internet. They grew to huge corporations and nobody stressed like we stress today over nothing. It's just not, there's nothing that's worth that much stress.
It's really not healthy. So then you unplug for a few days, so you regroup
every week.
Wow. And then you take naps when you're too stressed out? You do? Or do you take naps
I never go anywhere without a book.
Oh.
A novel, not a business book. So I grab minutes in the day to sit and read my novel. So I really have learned how to incorporate everyone else's. I love that. Don't let your lack of planning become my emergency. And that's the motto I live by. Nothing happens during the day that a couple of hours of waiting is going to change.
I think that the key here is the attitude, because you have a different attitude. If you would let the events or people's not planning enough get to you, then this would upset you, and then you would be not a nice lady to be around.
Absolutely. And I think quite frankly, my mother was so glad to see the back of me when I went out the door in the morning to school. I can't even imagine that she would want to be talking to me all day. I think she would have eaten her young if we'd done that.
Ooh, with the broom. So what I will remember from this conversation is your sense of humor. This is key to help you thrive through everything that you're going through. And then what's the other thing that I do remember?
I think it's the external things don't drive me.
Oh, yeah.
I take charge of what I'm driven by.
I wish I'd be more like that some days.
So if you want to drive me crazy, good luck.
You're good. I might try just to see. You unplug, you laugh a lot. This is how we connected, because we were both laughing a lot during that radio program. You nap, you take control of your time, you pay attention to your red flags, you always have something to keep yourself happy, like a book that's not related to business, but a novel. So you take care of yourself. Wow, okay, so that big things to food for thoughts. They're big things, and thank you for sharing them with us.
Well, thank you for inviting me to, and I think I can sum it all up in one sentence and say, I live life as it was lived before computers.
Yes, you see, guys, it is possible. It can be. Just unplug. Not yet. But on the weekends, or one day a week, even one day a week. Someone was sharing with me that they just turn off the TV. That's another option too. Yeah.
Even my TV, Rogers and I are going to be having a talk next month, because I might watch it 3 times a week for an hour.
Ew. So you might not need him as much.
That's right.
So thank you so much, Angela, dear smart old broad.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
You have a good day, all.
You too. And unplug this weekend. You'll live.
Thank you for listening. If you'd like to know more about our programs, services, retreats, trainings, and all sorts of tools to bring more laughter and joy in your life, visit us at www.yogadurir.com. And for the women's laughing, at hahasisterhood.com. Until next time, keep smiling and laughing.